Oh, lights. Well, hey, folks. Dang, it's been a minute. I missed y'all. I haven't filmed a video since, me personally in the video since, November, I think, of last year. So what's up? How y'all been? I just needed to take a break. So let's catch up. I took a bit of a break, and I guess I'll share with you why. I was feeling really defeated. And I don't want to be all negative because that's not my style. I don't want to be all negative, but I was really bummed out. I was the people that I was trying to reach didn't want to be reached, maybe, or they didn't like dive on board like I did, and that's okay if this wasn't such a big deal and if this wasn't so important, like your health. So I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling with, people taking what I'm saying seriously, and I get it. Who the fuck am I anyway? But it's not just me making up this information. I'm getting my information from like super credible sources. We're talking Dr. Barry, who's changing the world and changing lives. He's got 3 million subscribers. He's just, he does anthropological research and studies that, and he's got the whole medical practice and all the things, and he's interviewing, the thought leaders in the low carb world, or the metabolic world is probably a better way to say it. So I get a ton of information from him. I'm getting information from books, and it's not just randos. It's actually very few randos. It's like almost none. People like Ben Bickman, he's a scientist. He studies insulin. He loves that. That's his thing. Dr. Eric Westman, he's been advocating low carb for, since way back in the Dr. Atkins days. Nina Teicholz, Gary Taubes, those are 2 investigative journalists. So it's not random people that I'm getting this information from. And I get that when I talk about this stuff, people could think, well, who the hell is she and what does she know? Well, I know a lot because I'm following these very important, smart, intelligent people who are doing all the hard work and the research to inform us and help us and turn our health around. So I got bummed out about that because I just felt like the people that I initially was trying to help and maybe persuade to take a more low carbohydrate approach to their health, they weren't interested in it, and it's their right, it's their right. I need to refocus, and I need to just continue to tell my story instead of trying to change people's minds. I have to lead by example, and I'm doing it. But it's okay, crazy. It's really hard when you watch the people that you love consuming things that are literally poisoning them from the inside out. It's hard. And then to also hear them complaining about this ache, this ailment, this issue, and you're like, all you have to do is stop eating that bullshit and you're going to feel better. And it doesn't even take a long time. So I was struggling with that. Hard. At the same time, I had quite a few people and some of my subscribers reach out and tell me what a difference my videos make. They make them laugh, or I've taught them something. And so I felt better about that. I felt like, okay, well then I'm actually contributing and I'm doing something good here. I just have to understand that people just don't get into this shit like I do. Like, I mean, me just doing my little N=1 experiment and trying different things in my own life, and the just massive difference that it's made in my life. Not everybody's into that, which that's the shit I can't wrap my mind around. Like, I don't even get how you can just, well, maybe I can, like how you can just like continue to harm yourself, because it's an addiction. That's the thing. It's an addiction. It's just like smoking. It's just like smoking. And I can sit there and say that, all that stuff about, I don't get how they can do that when I'm sitting here. This is not good for me. This is not good for me. I love it. And I'm going to keep drinking it, which is what everybody else is doing. So it's just that this is occasionally where highly processed and highly refined foods and chronic carbohydrate consumption in most people is all day, every day, relentlessly just destroying bodies from the inside out. So there's a big difference there. But anyway, so I was just getting all bummed out about that. There's so many better resources out there than me that are highly educated, really know their shit. Like, I know my shit, but do I convey it very well? I don't know. Sometimes. I mean, I could watch Dr. Berry talk about anything. He kills me. And because I love him because he doesn't sugarcoat things, which is kind of how I developed my style, with cursing and whatever. But people like Dr. Berry, Dr. Eric Westman, Ben Bickman, Judy Cho, Nutrition with Judy, those are just some of the people that I listen to and I follow. Nisha, Dr. Berry's wife, just really good, solid people that are they're making a difference. And then there's little old me. I got to thinking, why, dude? What difference are you actually making? I don't know. Another part of me tells me that I got to keep trying. So I'm going to keep trying, I guess. I'm not going to put as much pressure on myself as I started out, because I literally started out thinking a year ago in January, that I was going to make a video a week. And then I got reality checked hard, because that shit is a lot of work. And I don't feel like working, okay? I am retired. I get to do what I want to do. I earn that shit. I get to do what I want to do every single day, mostly. And so that was way too much of a commitment. So then I backed off to every 2 weeks. And then it got nice out. And then I was like, well, I want to work in the garden and I want to entertain my friends, have people over and stuff like that. So that got pushed to the videos got pushed back a little bit. So, life, things like that. Nothing bad. So I can't complain about that. And it's just, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work when you don't feel like you're making a difference. And that, I struggled with that. So what I think I'm going to do in the future going forward is probably, I'll have a goal of 1 video a month. I don't know how far that's going to take me in YouTube land, with the algorithms and all that stuff. YouTube's probably going to be like, you know what, you're not worth our time, and maybe bump me down in the rankings. I don't know, because I was growing pretty good there for a while until I took my break. But because I have almost 950 subscribers, which I think is, that's crazy. That's, in the grand scheme of things, like people like Dr. Berry and Dr. Berg. Dr. Berg has like over 7 million subscribers. So yeah, I'm a chump, total chump. But also, that's a lot of people listening to this one little chump. And I appreciate you guys. So I guess I'm going to try to shoot for getting back into the video thing. I'm not going to try to nail down and commit to doing, a video every 2 weeks on a Friday. I'm going to try to do one video a month, and then really hope that it's a quality video. We'll see how that goes. If I get sick of it, I get sick of it and I just don't do it. But it's, you know, it's a lot of work, especially when I'm doing the stuff in the kitchen, you know, because you have to do all your prep work for the kitchen, for the actual making of the food. And then I have to haul up a bunch of equipment, you know, the cameras and the lights. And then it's always good to have 2 cameras. Usually I use my phone, and then you forget to get a shot, and then you got to go back and redo stuff. And you know me, when I'm in the kitchen, it's a shit show. So I'm messing some stuff up, got to redo stuff all the time. So it's a lot of work all by yourself. Not complaining. I don't have to do it. I'm healthy. Everything's fine. But that's just some of the reasons why I just kind of tapped out for a while. So let's just take a look back at 2 years ago. Let's go back to 2 years ago because I wanted to learn how to make videos, and none of the videos that I'm making right now are anything like the shit that I wanted to start making. I wanted to make like little teeny films that invoked emotion, and I didn't know what I was going to make those videos on. I mean, you know, like I love to watch some of these really high quality like wedding videos. I love that stuff. I don't want to do that. I would like to make videos like that. I wanted to do videos for some nonprofits around here, and I've kind of tried to do that, and they just don't seem to be interested. Maybe because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and they're like, we don't really want to mess with that. So that's where that all started. But let's go back and take a look at the video I made in January of 2022. So I turned 55 in 2018, and almost immediately after that, I eliminated wheat from my diet, and then maybe 6 months after that, I eliminated sugar, which essentially automatically right there makes you low carb. So let's take a look at a little clip of this video from January of 2022. So in this video, I'm about 147-ish. And I look back at it now and I barely even recognize myself. Holy cow. 19, 20, 21, 22. I'm a few years into my journey. Weight in this video, according to my records in my spreadsheet, is about 147-ish. And I had just retired a couple of months before that, and had started to put some weight back on because I was free ranging in my kitchen like crazy. You know, I was home all day, and I kind of blew off the whole intermittent fasting thing because I had been doing that and really needed to check myself. I don't even know what happened to make me check myself. I think I just figured out, I can't have my face in the fridge all the time. That's not really going to work out for me. Here's a little video from January of 2023. Looking a little more fit. Got my shit together a little bit. And then the summer of June of 2023 is when I went and got some blood work done, and my fasting glucose was over 100, which for somebody who eats low carb, that just blew my damn mind. I was like, okay, that's not okay. And so I went actual keto. And I wouldn't say that I'm strict keto because, I mean, I'm always in ketosis, except for Saturday night when I had sushi. I'll tell you about that in a second. But what I mean when I say I'm not strict keto, I still enjoy keto treats now and then. Like I'll make keto cookies or keto brownies, which I just made some keto brownies that were amazing. So then I lost more weight going actual keto. And now I kind of live in the low to mid 130s, which I'm cool with that. Could I lose a little bit more? Sure. Is that my goal? Kind of. It's a little tricky though, because I'm also working out too. So then I feel like I could be burning fat, but putting on muscle. And so that kind of makes things weird. You can't just go by the number on the scale, you know. Going actual keto has made a huge difference in my blood sugars. I got the continuous glucose monitor. I took a break from that too, but I really struggled with it because, the one that I got was the Freestyle Libre 2. And I feel like that thing's kind of a piece of shit, for real. I've had a lot of trouble with keeping the thing stuck to my arm. I got scrawny little arms, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Also, you know, in the summertime, you're like all hot and sweaty and bump it, and the sticker part comes off a little bit, and then you get to sweating and the whole thing comes off. But I always felt like my readings were like a lot higher than they should have been, especially because I was doing actual keto. And so I called the company and I got a replacement sensor, and I knew that I was going to go out for sushi this last weekend. So there's rice, and I also knew that one of the rolls that I was going to get had eel sauce, which has sugar in it because it's sweet as shit, but it's so good. And I never eat anything with sugar in it, ever. So I haven't had rice in forever because I always use cauliflower rice. So I was like, ooh, I wonder how this is going to go. You know, and it's not even a ton of rice. It's just one, like I'll have a California roll, and then the Crazy Girl also was dipped in tempura, so that's a wheat-based thing. So I've got rice, wheat, and then a sugary, sweet-ish type sauce. All three things that I don't ever eat anymore. So I was like, I'm going to install a glucose monitor, make sure I give it a day for it to settle down, and I'm going to see what that sushi does to my blood sugar. And y'all, my glucose shot up so fast. And that's the shit that really does a lot of damage. When your shit shoots up super fast like that, those spikes, it shot up to over 200 before we even left the restaurant. I was shocked. And then I was like, I can't believe I just did that to myself. I did not think it was going to go that high. I thought maybe 150-ish. Nope. And it stayed high for... When I got home, I ended up taking a berberine trying to get it down, because I was doing an experiment with that too, because berberine is supposed to help regulate your glucose, especially if you're going to eat a carby kind of meal. Well, I didn't take it before I went to the restaurant because I had taken one at lunchtime. So I didn't want to take too much and then have my glucose be too low. So it took hours. I should look. I'll look. It took hours for that glucose to come down. If it wasn't freezing cold out, I would have went for a walk or something, did some kind of exercise to bring it down, but that's not good. That is not good at all. And I just sit there and I think about all the times that back in the day I used to do that, or probably even worse, go out for Mexican, and I would just pound down the chips and the salsa and the guacamole, so the chips, and then those big ass margaritas, which are like straight sugar. I can remember like driving home and thinking, oh my God, I feel so sick. And that's because my glucose was probably all over the fucking place. Anyway, tangent. So that was a lesson. That's not going to happen again. I'm not going to do that again. I refuse to do that to my body. I'll have sushi again, but I'm going to make better choices, because there's sushi rolls that don't have any rice and that aren't dipped in tempura. I don't even know how to say it. Tempura. And I will have them hold the eel sauce, no matter how good that is. I will not do that. And I think I'm also going to do a video to share with you guys on how to make keto sushi, which I've done that before. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but if you love sushi and you want it and you don't want to have big blood sugar spikes from it, that's what you're going to do. So that's going to be a future video. That'll be fun. Maybe I'll get a guest to come on with me and do that. That's one of the things that I wanted to do in future videos, is maybe have some guest appearances. It won't be anybody super special. I don't know anybody important. I'm pretty sure Dr. Barry's not going to want to get on my channel and be all, hey, what's up? Plus, I'm not really interested in interviewing people. I would rather just have conversations about things, Like maybe one of my friends that actually did do keto and lost some weight and wanted to, you know, just come and hang out and talk about what that was like and how they feel. So that's some things that I got going in my head. But anyway, back to the sushi thing. So my glucose spiked really high, stayed up, and it started to come down slowly, but it was still really high, and it was just, I was hating that, man. I was like all over this glucose, this CGM. And so then I was like, this isn't coming down fast enough. So then I took a berberine. And that was probably, I don't know, 10-ish at night. And that seemed to start to bring it down, but then it brought it down too much. And now I don't know if that's because of, I guess there's two phases to an insulin response. You have your initial one when you first eat, and then your body clears that out, and then it releases another wave of it. That's probably called something, but I don't know what it is. So then I don't know if when I took the berberine and then had another insulin response, the second phase of it, if that drove my blood sugar down too low, but my blood sugar crashed and went into the 50s. And I felt that I was shaky. It was in the low 50s also. I'm good in the 60s, but I prefer to live in between 70 and 90. And so I was like feeling shaky and jittery and like woozy, didn't like that at all. Y'all, I had to go into the fridge and take me a little taste of the grape jelly that I keep for the birds. And I'm like, this is so disgusting. So I took a little bit of that. And then that kind of brought it back up to, it took a while for it to come back up. It brought it back up into a range where I didn't feel like shit and I wasn't like scared something weird was going to go on. So that was a damn shit show, you know, just to eat some sushi. I will not be doing that kind of experiment again. But I'm going to tell you what, my keto sushi, that shit's good. So stay tuned for that. That's probably going to be one of the very next videos because I feel like that's a good thing to do. Anyway. Oh, let's see. So other than ever since I got my blood sugars like calmed down from the whole sushi situation, they've been really, really good. Like exactly where I want them to be, like between 70 and 90 most of the time. And I've even noticed too that when I go to work out, it used to be when I would work out, my glucose, my CGM would report like spikes of up to 125, you know, which is probably my liver releasing glucagon and the muscles releasing that to, you know, give me energy to do the workout. But I noticed just this week that, just this week that while I was working out, my glucose stayed under 100. And I was super stoked about that. I was like, okay, I must be doing something right. So keep an eye on that. That's just interesting stuff to me. God dang, that sushi though, that just blew my mind. Holy wow. So what's up in the future? What kind of things can we look forward to? What kind of videos can we look forward to? Like I said, I'm not going to do the every 2 week thing. I'm going to shoot for once a month and hope for the best. Some future videos, like I said, the sushi video, I think that would be a good one to do. I don't recall seeing that anywhere. You know, it's a little bit tricky with the cauliflower rice, but it's definitely doable. I've done it and it's quite good. I need to wrap up. This is embarrassing. I need to wrap up my series on how we got nutrition wrong. I was kind of saving the best for last, and then I'm like, this is just such a huge topic that I kind of blew it off. So I need to get back to that because we need to talk about sugar. That's really important. So we need to do that. And also, you guys, I tried this out yesterday, and I want to share it with you. Another YouTuber made chips, like actual crunchy, salty chips with pork rinds and shredded cheese and whatever seasonings you want to use. So I gave it a shot last night and so good. I was so happy because I'm not going to lie. The last 2 weeks, I have ingested 2 smallish bags of potato chips because I wanted to. I did it before I had my glucometer on, so I don't know what the blood sugar response to that was. Probably not good. But, so I need something. I have to have some kind of chip. And these were really good, so I'm going to share that with you guys. It's like 2 ingredients and some seasonings, which doesn't even count. Let's see, did I talk about everything? Let's do a reading here and see what this says. 89, folks. Yes. Look at that. Beautiful flat line. Nice and smooth. Just the way you want it. Very different from Saturday night. Okay. And that's about it. So I just wanted to pop back on and touch base with you guys and say I'm still here. And I will see you guys in the next video. Let food be thy medicine. Peace.